the Nuggets. Towns and Edwards both scored 27 points in the 106-80 win at Denver, giving the Wolves a 2-0 series lead. Minnesota is now 6-0 in the playoffs with Game 3 on Friday in Minneapolis. Here's Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns after the game.
It worked in our favor tonight, man. That's all that was. We made shots, they didn't. That's the defending champs over there, so they're not going to come out and play like that again in Game 3. We got to be ready to take their punch. And I always tell the team, like when we huddle up and Finchie say, we got to be ready to take their punch, I say, we're going to punch too. I mean, they're not the only one punching in the fight. So, I mean, yeah, just like that. They're not the only one that's going to come out punching.
A loss like this is tough. You feel embarrassed. You feel exposed. So what are you going to do about it? That's my biggest thing. What are you going to do about it? Look yourself in the mirror. Have the courage to look yourself in the mirror. Say, I did not do my job tonight. And be better next game. That's all I can ask of them.
Okay. Shannon, are you more impressed with the T-Wolves after that blowout win or disappointed in the Denver Nuggets?
I'm more impressed with the T-Wolves. If somebody would have told me that they were going to take apart the Nuggets like they did, I didn't think Nikola Jokic could play any worse than what he played in Game 1. And he had 32, but he played worse. He was 5 of 13. He had another high turnover game. They're not making shots. Jamal Murray is complaining. He wants every call. He's throwing things on the floor. He's pouting, whatever the case may be. And I don't want to hear anything about he's hurt because he didn't look hurt against the Lakers. He had game-winning shot. He's iffy, he's doubtful, he's questionable, and he scored 32 in the closeout game. So I don't want to hear anything about that. But what the Timberwolves are doing, you see the athleticism. They got nobody to be able to stay in front of Ant-Man. You got Nickeil Alexander. You got Jaden Daniels that's hounding him, that's making it tough on him. They're making it tough on Nikola Jokic. They're not giving him anything because, he likes to play tap to the ball to himself, and every time they do it, they slap it out his hands. He tries to go up for a shot. Karl Anthony Towns is there, or they're blocking his shot from behind. And Aaron Gordon hadn't given you a whole lot of production in these ball games. I thought it would be a tough series. I thought it was going to be a 7-game series all along. But, boy, if the Nuggets don't pick this thing up, Jamal Murray is going to have to play the game of his life. Nikola Jokic is going to have to play the game of their lives in order to keep from getting swept. I'm way, way more impressed with the way the Timberwolves have played as opposed to disappointed with how the Nuggets have played. Did I think the Nuggets going to score 80 points again? But I'm not so sure if they score 110, they could beat the Timberwolves because the Timberwolves just look that much quicker than what the Nuggets look right now.
Go ahead, Lex.
Oh, I thought they said you were going to be next. That's fine.
No, go ahead. Right,
I'm
going to let you go, my brother.
That's fine. I couldn't possibly agree more with what Shannon just said. And look, there's a lot there with Denver we can get into, but this is all about what Minnesota did to them, particularly in the first half of this game. Look, I've been doing this a long time, man, watching a lot of great defensive teams. I even go back to some of the teams I played against defensively, the mid-'90s Bulls, the mid-'90s Knicks, the Pacers of that era, the San Antonio Spurs teams, the Golden State Warriors teams that were winning championships. I'm talking about the top defensive teams in the league. I do not recall ever seeing a team on the level of the Denver Nuggets get dominated to that extent in the first half of that game. It was an absolute emasculation. That's literally what I was watching because they couldn't control the ball off the dribble. They couldn't complete passes. They couldn't get on the offensive glass. Every single shot they took was contested by multiple defenders. They were turning their ball handlers multiple times before they got to half court. At one point, they slowed down on the slow-mo in the replay. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had cut off Jamal Murray at half court. About the third time he turned him on that possession, and he had a big smile on his face as he was looking dead in Jamal Murray's eyes because he knew where they had taken this game, where they had taken this team. The Denver Nuggets looked inept offensively. This is a defending champ. This is one of the best offenses in the league. This is one of the best two-man combinations in the league. This is a guy that's about to get his third MVP, and they looked completely overwhelmed by what Minnesota did to them defensively. I just literally cannot recall seeing a bigger mismatch with what a defense was throwing at a great offense than what I saw last night. All credit goes to the Timberwolves. They did not want to give the Denver Nuggets one breath of life to believe that they were in this series. That was their intent last night, and I think they accomplished their mission.
Tim Legler, I'm glad that you are here for this segment. Shay, listen up. Yes. Listen good, buddy. I got something to tell you. I got something to tell both of y'all, okay? Now, Tim Legler, you said that you hadn't seen it. I mean, what transpired in the first half. By the way, you know, and one, that's my nickname for Jamal Crawford. That brother that retired, that the 6th man of the year, 3 times, that brother's something special. He was on TV last night. He had the line of the playoffs. The line of the playoffs. He said this is maximum security defense. That's what he called it. He said maximum security. That's what it was. I mean, they had Denver, the reigning defending NBA champions, on lock and key. Tim Legler, you said you can't recall. Let me refresh your memory. I want you to think back, Shannon. I want you to think back, Legs. Put my brothers up on the screen. I want to see them when I'm talking to them. I want you to look back, harken back. It's 1994-95. Michael Jordan comes out of retirement, loses to the Orlando Magic in the semifinals. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember when he got a couple of turnovers? Remember when they were big up in Nick Anderson? Remember when they ended up carrying Horace Grant, who was a former Bull and now became an Orlando Magic, and they carried him off the court like he was Rocky? Remember all of that?
Yeah.
And then in the offseason, they went and they got Rodman. They come back for the 1995-96 season. They get to the conference finals against those same Orlando Magic. 121-83 in game 1. Remember that, Legs? Yep. Remember when we watched Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Ron Harper and these boys? The Orlando Magic could barely dribble it past half court. Chicago was on them like such piranhas. You knew at that moment it was vengeance. It was being exacted in such a profound way that I said, oh, my Lord. And here's where the kicker was. The leading scorer for the Bulls that game was Jordan, no surprise. 21 points. It wasn't even about offense, Shay. It was about defense. They put them brothers under lock and key. That's what I saw last night.
Yes.
Denver couldn't do nothing. I ain't seen defense played like that in more than 35, in damn near 35 years. That's how much lock and key Denver was on. It was like that. And I'm willing to say this right now. Damn it. Give my man Big Perk some credit. He talked about Minnesota going to the finals and all of this other stuff. I think that the Denver Nuggets are on the verge of getting swept. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be able to say that. I think the Denver Nuggets are on the verge of getting swept. And I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the world championship.
Wow.
I think they're going to win it all.
Wow.
I think they're going to win it all. I'm looking at what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Tim Legler. Put Tim Legler on that screen. I need my basketball guy right there with my man Shay. I'm going to say it again. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards. I'm not saying he's Jordan. Nobody's comparing, like, he's got a lot to prove. But when you saw Jordan and you saw Kobe, that's what you're seeing right now. And that killer instinct. I'm looking at a Karl Anthony Towns. The brother was averaging 19. He dropping 27. He's sitting there shooting threes and posing. But Jamal Murray tried to elbow him. He pulling up from the right corner, then looking at him, getting stuff thrown on the court that he damn near tripped over and still draining more threes. I'm watching Naz Reid. I'm watching Alexander Walker. I'm watching the leadership of Conley. I'm watching a coach with a cracked patella on crutches, okay, with his assistant running the damn show. And these brothers are just putting it on, folks. I have not seen a defense like that, like what I saw in the first half last night. As great as Boston is defensively, it's going to require every bit of greatness from the Boston Celtics. Dallas or OKC, good luck, because I'm looking at this team without Rudy Gobert. Without Rudy Gobert, forced them to 35% shooting, 30% shooting from three-point range. Jamal Murray couldn't get off. Aaron Gordon couldn't get off. Jokic couldn't get off, and he looked exhausted. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Mr. Model Citizen, arguing with officials. I mean, Mike Malone getting in official's face. Could have been ejected. Could have been ejected.
He should have got at least the tech.
And I mad love. That's right. Mad love and respect to the Denver Nuggets. They're the reigning defending champions. They're legit. But something special has developed in Minnesota. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves winning it all, man. I got them winning it all right now. That's what I'm seeing.
Legs, you and Stephen, they correct me if I'm wrong. If you look at the way the Timberwolves are playing defense, they're challenging everything. They're not letting Nikola Jokic walk him down. They're punching. He gets a.